What is going on? It's Ash here, coming at you today in Clash of Clans. I have a very special guest for you guys, Jake. Jake from OneHive, as promised. I had a nice conversation with him, and boy did it bring back the memories and the nostalgia. I hope it has the same effect on you guys that it did to me. And last but certainly not least today, guys, be sure to support Red if you can. It's a great charity. It helps to prevent AIDS worldwide in the transmission of HIV. So be sure to support the Red inside your games, Clash Royale and Clash of Clans. And guys, enjoy the interview and enjoy the raids in the background. OneHive renowned for their hog raids. So I'm bringing you the bacon today. All Town Hall 9 Hog Rider raids. So guys, enjoy. Alright guys, so as promised, here I am with none other than my old buddy Jake from OneHiveRaids. What's up, Jake?
Not much, Ash. What's going on, man? So glad to talk to you today.
I know, man. I'm very happy to talk to you, too. I'm sure, just like me, all the listeners right now are like, oh my god, Jake's voice. I miss you, man. So, man, where to start? First of all, it's good to chat with you, and thanks so much for coming on. I know it's been, 3 or 4 months since you stopped YouTubing now, and geez, I think I speak for everybody in the community saying that we definitely miss you. You were definitely, I'm sure you already know this, but you were definitely such a huge part of what kept this community, tight, and just wanted to thank you for that.
Well, you bet, man. And the feeling's mutual. I miss you. I miss you. I miss all my fans, all my clan mates, everything. So I know how you feel.
Well, nice, man. Well, so how's life after Clash?
Dude, it's good. It's good. Yeah. I've talked about it a little bit shortly after I left, but it's kind of like detox. You get out of it, and then it's like you sort of get it out of your system, and then you just get back to life before Clash and just what it was, and just spending time with the family and just doing some other things that I enjoy, hunting, shooting my bow. Just I don't know, doing the things that sort of Clash kept me from for those years. So
yeah, and like as somebody who's still in the thick of things, grinding out like you did for many years, what is it like, man? Like, is it so weird? Is it like a shock to the system, like to have free time again, or? Definitely
at first, it was just strange, like coming to bed at a normal hour, like, at the same time as my wife, not at 3 a.m. was very, very odd, but you get back in the swing of it, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, this is nice. So yeah, it's good. Obviously, again, I miss you guys. I really do. I miss the community. Obviously, the game got stale for me. That's why I left. But, I do miss a lot of things, the streams, all that stuff that we used to do, and just, the fun we had. It was great. So
yeah, well, I do have a few questions, and I don't want to, rehash ancient history at this point.
No.
But just about your departure. I mean, everybody saw your farewell video. In case anybody didn't, I'll go ahead and link it in the description. But basically, you said, nothing against the game or the creators, but for you, it was just time to go. What you wanted wasn't there, in a nutshell. A lot of people may or may not know this, but you actually finally, after, literally 2 years of slaving away, making quality content, finally Supercell embraced you about a month before your departure of YouTube in the game. I was kind of wondering, like, was there something that you saw once you were on the inside there that you thought, okay, this is just enough for me? Or was it more of just kind of a coincidental thing?
It didn't help. I guess is the best way to say it. Once you sort of peek behind the curtain and realize that, maybe some of the frustrations that I had voiced for so long, and guys like you and the OR community had voiced, were well-founded, I guess is the best way to say it, that there really wasn't the direction that we had all hoped. And I know a lot of, and we're going to talk about that some coming up, I think, but a lot of the things that we were sort of screaming for have, at least to some form, came to the game since then. I felt like there was no one at the helm, no one steering the ship. Definitely, at least not in the direction that I was hoping for. So, not that it was the reason, but getting to get that access didn't help my cause any, I guess.
It was really sad to see you, after you I was so happy that you finally, got NDA'd.
So pumped. You're like my biggest fan in there.
I know. I was like, we'll see you in Finland, man. And then you're like, I got to go, guys.
Yeah, I know. It was sad. It was. But, I mean, it was good to get in there and meet people like Anna and things like that I really enjoyed, made it great and gave me hope. But then, you just sort of, it was just that frustration that had built, and then sort of that culmination to the point of like, man, this is really not going to happen for us. And so at least that's how I felt at the time.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, kind of piggybacking on that a little bit, you know, you kind of mentioned this too, is that since you've left, they have added, you know, friendly wars, which is kind of like a range wars light, you know, and I know you probably won't be up on every little detail, but basically, you know, it's like a friendly battle, but you can enter in a range war with no loot, nothing at stake, but you can basically submit your own lineups in a range versus other clans. Now, obviously, you know, my natural question would be, is that going to bring you back? But you're not back. So I'm guessing the answer is no. Is there anything they could do to bring you back at this point? And, you know, what do you think of the friendly war idea? Is that, you know, does that kind of perk up your Clash senses and get you kind of back, get the juices flowing, so to speak? Or is that just not enough at this point?
Well, I mean, I guess I would love to have had that when I was playing, no question about it. I mean, that was sort of the one thing that we were just, you know, dying for, is give us this ability to do this. So I give them props for doing that. Obviously, to me, it's just just kind of too little too late. It's not something that I think is enough to say, hey, I've got to go back to do this. You know, we got pretty good at arranging wars and doing that. And it was just more of a convenience aspect at that point that we wanted it. So we did all that. I think you know as well as everybody, and that probably one of the main things that sent me over was just the inability to really grasp a hold of the cheating. And I don't know, maybe you could inform me if even today they've really got a good handle on it, but it just kind of got old. That battle, I guess I had fought it as long as I could.
Yeah, good news on that front too is they're really, you know, there's definitely cheating still in the game, but they've definitely been more aggressive lately. They've been actually issuing entire clan bans if somebody gets caught, you know, using third-party software. So it's definitely stepped up a lot lately, but, you know, I think the people who are dead set on cheating no matter what still will find a way. But, you know, it's not as bad as it was. Certainly way better than it was a year ago, and it's even better than it was, you know, 4 months ago when you kind of left the game. So I guess...
Well, that's great.
Yeah, happy to report, you know, good news on the arranged wars and good news on the cheating, so to speak. But it sounds like, just kind of, you know, gauging your tone, it sounds like for you, it's just, you know, you're taking a step away, and now you're kind of, you know, happy with life at this point. Is that correct?
At least definitely. At least for now. I'm not, you know, you never know what the future holds. In fact, the other day I was just kind of browsing around on the App Store trying to, you know, see what was out there that was new or something like that, and I just really didn't see anything that perked me up, and that's including Clash. You know, it just I don't know why. I don't know what it is. If it'll come back. If it's just sort of in dormant mode right now. That desire I have. Who knows? But right now, no change on the plans to come back. I do miss, again, doing things and talking to the people and doing the streams. So I do miss that aspect, but I guess just not enough yet to come back.
No, and I hear you, and I think that, you know, one of the things that the community misses so much about you, and certainly I do as well, is like your honesty. You know, like you were definitely one of the guys out there who, you know, not saying that other people are dishonest, but you weren't afraid to be critical when you thought it was necessary. And for the most part, you know, at least in my memory, you were always respectful when you did it, but you weren't afraid to be, you know, just say it how it was. And I think that I can speak for everybody to just thank you again for that. I mean, I always admired that about you, and I think that a lot of other people did as well. So that is, you know, one of the biggest things that I miss about you. I think I looked forward to those, you know, besides like the coffee and Clash videos, which are probably my faves. I think I just miss the, you know, when you put out a video, kind of like a state of the game type video. I love to hear your thoughts on the game. So definitely miss that about you. And I don't even know where the question is there, just kind of blabbing.
Well, those were sort of like the most polarizing, you know, like either you loved them or you absolutely hated them, and death threats came, you know. It's like one of the two. There was really no in between. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was lucky in the fact that it never even approached the level of, man, I've got to keep this thing going, you know, because it's just, you know, it turned into my career. So when it's just like that, I mean, you know, I got to the point where I was making a little money and things were good, but it was never a thing that I was ever afraid of upsetting someone or losing a subscriber or even upsetting Supercell, obviously, because it was, you know, it was just more important, like you said, to say, hey, here's the problem. Let's make it better. Let's fix it. Let's address it. You know, let's don't not talk about the problems. Let's just look at the problems and take those on.
Sure. And you know, if you don't come back to Clash of Clans, you still have a YouTube channel sitting there with like 120,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that, you know, maybe you'll start doing, if not daily episodes on any game out there, is there a chance that you might, you know, release an episode here and there just to kind of keep touch with your fans and stuff?
I would say yes. And I don't know, it's kind of weird because I've sort of thought I would have trickled something out or done a stream here and there, and I haven't. And so I don't know what it'll take to sort of spark that and start that ball rolling again. But yeah, I would say if you, and I appreciate all those guys that have like not unsubscribed, because I looked the other day and it was crazy. I was like, man, there's a lot of people still there. So yeah, I would say don't be surprised one day if you wake up and possibly even in 2017 and see a video, So yeah, I do miss those people. I miss the communication with them, and who knows what, like I said, what happened in the future and what'll come along that would sort of get me back in that mode.
Yeah, well, I hope you do, man. I hope you find something that you can that sparks that passion for you, because I know, again, I think I speak for everybody in saying that we'd love to see that notification in our sub box again. There is a guy, I'm not sure if you know him, Keegan, but he is AKA Brutal Raids. He's taken over the mantle as the OneHive YouTuber right now. And I was curious if you could give him one or two tips about YouTubing in this Clash of Clans community, kind of looking back throughout your YouTube career, so to speak. What would they be?
Well, one is try, I've always said on something like YouTube, you've got to be first or you've got to be different. Okay, so try to be different, and that's not easy to do today because it's such a saturated market. Everything's sort of been done, and it's hard to come up with an original idea. If you can, people really tend to gravitate towards that. The other thing that I always sort of saw in my little YouTube career was that what people enjoyed the most is if you could give them a little feeling of what it's like to be in OneHive, or if, in your clan, or whoever they're watching. Because not everyone can. You got thousands of people watching a video, maybe only a few hundred at most are in a clan family. And so it's like if you can give them just a small little taste of what it's like to be in that, that's what they really enjoyed the most. It was more so, obviously they enjoyed learning and the teaching aspect, but that stuff comes, from a lot of different places. But not many people have that inside, in the locker room access that you can give them. So if you can sort of direct it that way, I think you're going to at least on a small little series or something, you're going to find people really enjoy that.
That's great advice. And looking back to, just to touch again on the polarizing stuff that you said, would you do anything differently? Would you be as opinionated, I guess, or?
Yeah, I would do some things differently. I would never shy away from something that I believed in, like the anti-cheating stance that I had, things like that. But I would probably approach it a little differently. I was so passionate about the game that I think maybe it caused me to probably be more polarizing than I needed to at times. I don't ever regret saying, hey, this is wrong, Super needs to fix it, anything like that. But there was probably times that I said things that were just more targeted or more provocative that didn't need to be, I guess, is the only way I'd say it. But I would never have changed my stance on it or regret that I shed light on it or draw attention to it. None of that. It's just maybe could have handled it better, like we probably all could have on everything in our lives,
Yeah, true. And I bet like taking a few months off from, a mobile game, it kind of, sets in that you're like, wow, why did I get that upset or that, over a game on my phone, like even though it's more than that and we all know that, but, it does put it into true perspective when you have a little bit time of way, I would assume.
Yeah, you definitely get to step back and look at it. But again, I don't, it's not like I feel real like I did a lot wrong as far as that, but I obviously could have probably done it better, I guess, is the only way to say it.
And like you said, I think we all could, but I think you did a fantastic job. And, I'll wrap this up. I want to definitely respect your time here. I know you're not even playing the game, so it's really kind of you to come on. I hope that we can see you maybe at a Clash gathering or event or sometime again, just to get a chance to hang out would be really cool.
If there's one that's possible, I don't think Mrs. Jake would allow me to miss it because she really misses everyone too, and had a great time at those things that we went to. So yeah, that would be awesome.
Nice. Is Mrs. Jake still playing, or is she kind of throwing the towel?
I think she's kind of backed off too. I think she still logs in occasionally, and she's still on the group me scene more than I am. So she's got a little bit more of her finger on the pulse than I do even, but she stepped back some as well.
Okay, well, man, it's been so great talking to you. And again, I hope I see you soon. And tell Mrs. Jake and the fam hello for me. And hopefully we can have you on again in the future. Maybe with a new game or maybe to welcome you back into Clash.
That sounds awesome, man. Ash, thank you so much for reaching out to me, buddy. Again, it's good to talk to you. And to all my fans out there, guys, I love y'all. I miss you. Just hang in there. Who knows? Someday, maybe Jake will be back.
All right, man. I'm sure people will be happy to hear that. So thanks again, man, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, later, man.
Later, man. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. It was definitely nostalgic, to say the least, to hear Jake's voice, to talk to him again about Clash of Clans. Felt like we were back in the good old days, did it not? So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this again, and be sure to check out Brutal Raids. Keegan is a great teacher, and I'm sure you'll love his content. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And, as always, take care, guys.